And before I end this little session, two things that are super important to impact the power of doing a morning mindset reset is number one, affirmations. So affirmations are actual live opportunities. I want you to go throughout your day looking for opportunities to affirm this best version of you, to affirm the person who's already achieved your goals. How would that person act throughout the situations that happen to you throughout the day? Take time, pause, and think and get yourself into that mindset and react as if you already are that person. Super powerful affirmations. And the other thing is journaling. Take a few moments before you go throughout your day or start doing all your busy work, and just take a few moments to journal what's most important to you and what you're looking to achieve this week. All right, Tony, glad to have you here. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing fine. Thank you.
I like this. You've got your stoic guys over one shoulder and your laundry over the other. Such a guy you are.
That's a shirt ready to be put on. It's not laundry.
Well, it's all laundry, technically. I'm just picking on you. How are you this morning? What's going on?
You've always picked on me, and I've loved it. Things are well, challenging. Great stuff this morning. It's funny. I wasn't properly prepared, and that's an excellent point, because preparation is actually the key to success. If we're not ready to succeed, we're not going to succeed. You've got to prepare. I wasn't prepared this morning, so I'm a bit of a mess, and it's such a parallel or segue to actual preparation for anything else. It doesn't matter. The more you prepare, the greater the probability of success. It's just that simple. But I saw that I was supposed to be here, and here I am. Nothing like showing up. But in terms of success, the long term, well, even short term, but preparation really is the key. People see people who are so successful and are winners are like, oh yeah, it would be great to be a winner, great to be successful. Yeah, but they don't see what went on in order to become successful, in order to be a winner. And it's hours and hours of dedication, of persistence, and never giving up, and also adjusting. You see, the cliche is that persistence is the key to success. Absolutely true. But you have to adjust. You must learn the lessons. If without the adjustment, the persistence will be insufficient. You've got to adjust. You got to say, oh, wait, yeah, here's if it's not even a big lesson, just a refinement. We have to, without the adjustment, we'll just continue to get what we've always gotten. You must adjust. So, and in a bit of a funny thing, what reminded me, I saw my email to come on here, but I didn't have it in my calendar. So that's preparation. But I did have an alarm go off my phone that said Jen's Mindset at 8:00, which was funny. I was like, okay, that's great. So I got to be on Jen's video. But what did it say? It said Jen's Mindset. What about Tony's Mindset? All right. So I wrote that to be brief, but my own mindset is critical. It's a duality. Because a person will succeed because they've determined to succeed. However, what I have found, and this is not contradictory, I was a life coach, a personal development coach. I'm committed to personal development, self-help, which is the self. What I have found that the most critical thing in success is cooperation. Having others, having a group, people that are aligned with you, that are helpful to you, because anecdotally, and I'm not an anomaly, our own resistances get in the way unless we can have someone that can give us a kick in the butt, to push us when we need pushing, pull us when we need pulling, to derive, to build up energy and use both energies. So say I needed 70% of energy to keep going forward, but I only have 65. I just need five more points of energy, to use this depiction. I can get that from another if they're helping me go in the right direction. And that's the difference between keeping going and making the adjustment and giving up. Right. So the group, and I ain't no commie. it's the other that can easily make the difference in going forward. And that's just not a mere endorsement of what you do or whatever anyone in personal development does. I'm 58 years old. I'm an old man now. I got one foot in the grave. I have found that it's with a cooperation on whatever level that is key. It is key. I have a team. I'm a businessman. Without my team, I would be lost. And it's not just that we all
Me too.
It's not just that we all do different things. There is a direction, an energy that's built up stronger and stronger, a commitment and a pressure. So I get pressure from them, even though I'm the head of the company. I get pressure from them, even if it's tacit, nothing said, because I've made commitments. So what am I going to do? Let them down? No,
I listen. Yeah, no, finish.
What I'm doing is so difficult that I've thought about quitting a couple of times. And I know that that's failure. That's when you quitting is not failing if you learn and then resume. Then it's essential. But if you quit and never return, then that retrospectively, you can determine that, or if you quit and said, that's it, I'm never going to resume, then you can know in the moment. That's the end. That's the failure.
Mm-hmm.
So
right. The mistakes aren't the failure. It's the quitting is the only thing that can be on. Let's see, we have a question. How do you approach unexpected challenges and setbacks without losing your positive mindset? You want to take it first?
Sure. I am a naturally negative person, right? And so really, and people are shocked to hear that because they think I'm so positive. But I have I'm a recovering drug addict, right? And basically the essence of addiction is negativity. So for 23 years, I've been clean and sober 23 years. What I've been doing, and I determined that this was the thing I had to change. For 23 years, I've been practicing being positive. I'm constantly weeding out negativity to this very day. Constantly. Now it's more habitual and a lot more subconscious than it used to be, but I'm still determined to do that. So when I have a negative thought, and they will pop up, they'll pop up all the time. I have to say, well, there's a negative. I don't have to, but this is what I do. There's a negative thought. Am I going to let that be the thought I go with, or am I going to replace it with another thought? So one of the better ways to do that, obviously, there's a conscious, deliberate action here, well, thought and action, but is to always put positive stuff into my mind, books, videos, people, whatever, constantly, and that helps displace the negative thoughts that pop up, because they must be displaced. You can't just negate a thought; it must be replaced. We're constantly thinking. I mean, Jen's a huge meditator. I strive to meditate, and the mind is like, right? So get as much of that into positive thoughts, because if you got too many negative thoughts, guess what will dominate? So you must always put positive thoughts in there, and that's not to say to blow smoke up your own ass. That's not going to do you any good either. You've got to take action, and you have to adjust. Always.
So I agree with everything you said, and I will just add, for me, I just wrote a blog about the shitstorm. I've been riding a few shitstorms, and having the routine, right, which is why I'm doing this mindset reset every Monday. I mean, but you need to be doing this every single day, and having something in the morning and having something in the evening that sort of is like a blanket or like bookends that prop you up, right, when you're like today, I'm going to tell you, I woke up not feeling good at all. I went back to sleep. I did a meditation laying down out here on the balcony. I did not do all the things on my checklist. And this mindset, I already feel better just from that breathing, right? The pranayama. Pranayama actually means breath of life, life force, energy. And just by doing that breathing, taking just that little bit of action, getting into gratitude, doing positive affirmations, doing visualizations. And I'm going to tell you too, it took me a long time to be able to envision the best version of myself. But now I can tap right into that and I let that version of myself take over. Like, you take some rest over there and I got the wheel. And it's really crazy and powerful. It sounds crazy to like say it, but it's really powerful to implement.
Let me say a brief story of the power and the value of visualization. Now, Jen and I have known each other a long time. We both coincidentally are in personal development, which is so wonderful. But I used to be a drug addict. And what I realized retrospectively is that what I used to do all the time was, before I went out for a night, would visualize myself pursuing and getting drugs. And what do you think I did? Exactly that. Or exactly that. So when I got into recovery, I stopped doing that and visualized positive things. And now 23 plus years later, I do the same thing. Not just because personal development teaches me to do that, but from my own experience, to realize what I visualize is merely a mental rehearsal of what I'm going to act out. So
yeah, and then your body actually loves the comfort zone, right? So when you go out to do new things and try new things, that voice is actually coming because your body starts to read this as stress, as anxiety, and like, oh no, we don't want to go to the gym. The gym's a scary place. We don't know anything about the gym, right? And so those voices is your body telling your mind and your heart what to do. Now, if you train that's why getting into gratitude and training yourself to feel the emotions of what it's like to succeed and be excited and all of those things, your body is then familiar and and that negative, conversation tends to quiet down a little bit.
I'm a practitioner of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and that's a primary thing we do, is we simply use neurology to familiarize a person with what they want. Because once the neurology is familiar with it, it's more probable that a person can accept it and act on it. If it's unfamiliar, then it's, a whole introduction has to happen. And it's probably resistance.
It's funny. There's probably quite a few salespeople on here. And some people will immediately be like, oh, like NLP, you're tricking people into buying something that they don't want. No, what you are doing is helping people, right? I used it a lot in training realtors. And so people come to you, they want to buy a house, right? They say, I want to buy a house and I want to be in it in 6 months. And, it's really important to me because I don't want my husband shoveling another season. He's got arthritis. He's in pain. I want to buy a house. Then you find them the perfect house and all this. And then all of a sudden they're like afraid, right? So the NLP actually helps to strip back the layers of fear, laziness, whatever it is that is preventing them from what their greatest desire is. That's all you're doing, is helping to remind them of what is most important to them, because they have their own negative soundtrack talking them out of their greatest desires. Very powerful stuff.
Think about it as a relationship. We have a relationship with everything. There's something going on between us and the thing or the person. Become familiar in the relationship. Get to know whatever the thing that you want is, or the person you wanted, and then you can grow into it. So you become familiar. You do that with visualization, right? You do that with guided meditation, with reset. Focus on the thing that you want and create it in your mind, and then you manifest it in real life. Not manifest it with woohoo, you manifest it with action. But what goes on first? The mind. What do you think of?
So you want to know something mind-blowing? I have shifted from this manifestation mindset for me, right? This is what, from this manifestation to 100% ownership, agency, and accountability over my own emotions and my own outcomes. I am the creator. I've heard about this I am frequency for years and years and years. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Something happened in me last week and I shifted over into this space, and wow, it's super crazy and powerful. You know anything about the I am frequency?
I am. Oh yeah, I heard it from you. I mean, that's not the first time. I mean, going back to like the Bible,
Yeah.
I am, right, is existence, right? I am. So how do you want to exist, right? You just add the next word. So I know a bit about it, but yeah.
But it's more than that. It's really getting into complete ownership and agency of your emotions and your outcomes. Period. There's no one to blame. There's no circumstance to blame. There's nothing.
That is critical. When we blame, we're losing.
We disconnect, right?
Whatever else we say doesn't matter. Once I stop blaming, I've lost the power, right? And even though in today's society they extol victimhood is actually the worst thing you could possibly.
The lowest level, right? We talk about gratitude is the ultimate place of receivership. Well, ownership is even above gratitude. And then when you get into victimhood, you literally disconnect yourself from the potential, period.
Absolutely.
All right. So last question, because we are over. Similar to the last one, but Tony, what exact strategies do you employ to maintain a positive mindset? So what are the specific strategies that you do on a daily basis?
You know what? No, let me just say what the general strategy is, because from there you can do whatever's right for you, is to make a commitment. Make a commitment that is unbreakable. And when you have the doubts, the commitment will come up in the mind and say, well, wait a second, I got the doubts, but fuck the doubts. Okay. All right. This sucks. I'm having this trouble. Nothing's working out, but I'm committed. What does a commitment mean? That means I'm going to continue no matter what. Right. So life is a bitch. It's a bitch. So you're going to be beat, or you're going to beat it. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I agree. Commitment was something that Coach John Cheplack really helped me to understand, and changing that language of I'm going to try tomorrow, or I'm going to do this. Instead, you literally just say, I commit to, and it changes it. You don't have an out, right? When we say I'm going to try, or I think I'm going to do this, right? We are allowing ourselves a big out to fail. Like we're giving ourselves permission to fail already. When we commit, we're basically saying, I don't care if I fail. This is what I want to do. I'm going to move forward, plow forward, give it everything I got, and whatever happens, happens, right? It's a huge, huge, huge difference. So committing, but without. So for me, one of my big lessons in the last couple of weeks is I would commit, and I am like powerful, man. I can manipulate energy to whatever outcome I want. And I realized I was just doing that, and I was not able to be in receivership to what the universe may have to offer me. I was too busy making my own plans. And so that is also key, right? Commit, but you're just plowing forward, but you're also not controlling. You're shifting, like you said, right? Being able to shift and adjust as you go.
Speaking of, when it comes time to commit, which can be any time, if you see a resistance to commitment, look at that doubt, that resistance. That's what you have to address, because without the commitment, you're not going to make it. And if the doubt railroads you, then you're not going to make it. The doubt will prevent the commitment. Okay, so then you have to go, what's this doubt about? So that's why
you got to eat the big frog first.
Right? And also get help from people like you and anyone in personal development, coach, therapist, whatever group, because these doubts will destroy you.
I agree.
The doubts will destroy you. So don't let the doubt fester, and better yet, root it out.
All right. Tell us how we can get in touch with you and figure out your Pacifico app.
Oh, my app is Proficio, not Pacifico.
Proficio. I was looking for Proficio this morning. I'm shot.
You silly one. Well, my website is proficio.io, and it's a revolutionary app. It's transforming self-help. It makes self-help actually work. It doesn't let you quit. We've already talked about quitting is when it's over. It doesn't let you quit, and so you keep going until you succeed. Because it's an automation coach. A human coach like Jen, or if she's doing group coaching, it's much more affordable. Or for one-on-one coach is very expensive, but an automation is very cheap, and that's how we're able to make it so affordable and continue to perpetuate, so a person doesn't quit, because the continued action and determination that drives it is the essential thing for success.
So how do they find it? How do they find it?
Go to my website, perficio.io. That's PERFIC.io.
Okay,
FICIO.io.
And they can get in touch with you on that website as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank
Have
you,
an
Jen.
amazing week. Thank you. Bye-bye.